Hi everybody, this is Sandra, and today I'm just gonna talk briefly about some of the techniques that I use when it comes to doing oil portraits. I start off with a pencil line art on canvas, and I even like to map out not just where the eyes and the nose and features go, but I also like to map out lightly where the highlights and the shadows and the midtones go, very lightly. This is just going to help with the accuracy of accomplishing this oil portrait. And of course, you want the person to be able to recognize who you are painting, right? When I apply the colors, I actually apply them in patches and I slowly blend them until I'm happy with it. I take a lot of times, a lot of moments that I actually stand up and look at it from a little bit of distance. That is always helpful as well. Another technique I use is to complete as much as I can the face and then move down to the neck and then move down to the shoulders and a little bit of the chest area and then come back and see the whole picture, and whatever I need to touch up then gets the touch up. But I like to see, just one section at a time, almost completed, and then I come back and I do anything that needs to be polished. And also, once you kind of like sit with your subject for a little bit, you may find things a little bit later. So it's perfectly okay to, go back and forth. But I do like to complete one part, then move on to the next part as much as I can. So once I'm done with the skin, moving on to the hair. Right here, you're going to see where she's very blonde, but I am tackling the midtones and the darker tones first. The last thing I like to do are the highlights, and that is true with the skin, not just the hair. The reason why I'm leaving your right side of the hair short is because some of the ends of the hair actually lay over the necklace, and I'm not going to finish that portion until I am done with the necklace, which shortly you'll see where I start doing that. Before I tackle the necklace, I want to make sure that everything is tidy up around the necklace. And then I approach the necklace with the darker tones first. And very methodically, I am trying to keep the colors very clean, very separated, especially at first, because I have mapped out the necklace to the best of my ability and don't want everything to get lost on patches of color. So when it comes to doing the necklace, just take your time if you're doing something so technical like this. Once I'm pretty much done with all the deeper tones, the darker tones, and the midtones, then I come back and I start connecting the dots with midtones or highlights or more dark tones, whatever it is that I need. Once I am done with the necklace, I let it dry and then I move back into the hair and do any of the final touches. There's some areas where the hair is so light and you see some of the color of the background through the hair. So you want to make sure you don't lose that, even if you have to add some of the background color into the hair and then come back again with some of the hair tones and make sure that it looks like it's a little translucent. As you can see, the necklace is completed before I give the final touches to the hair. And this is where I start doing more of the highlights on the hair because some of the ends are actually overlapping the necklace. But at the point of overlapping the hair on the necklace is very dry. I want to make sure you guys understand that because otherwise your hair is going to mix in with the necklace tones. You don't want that. If you're going to do fur, make sure that you finish quite a bit of the skin tone because otherwise it's going to look like a straight cut off. You don't want that. Here at the end, I am doing a lot more on the highlights of the hair, and I'm also finishing some of the details around the eyes, adding the eyelashes, working on the eyebrows, working on some of the highlights on the lips, working on some of the highlights of the necklace, basically giving it overall before I say I'm done. And that's pretty much the end of this tutorial. I appreciate you watching this short tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and give me some likes and subscribe. Any comments I will read. Alrighty, thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.